Hello, we are part of the theatre group Kāhī Kaḻenā, which is a Marathi phrase for understanding nothing.
By sharing our communication process and showing some visual material of a project, we want to answer why and how we found this name.
The concept for the project is created and formulated by a group of core performers according to the artistic and technical competence and capacities of the individual members. The concept is further modified by generating and integrating the input from the respective audiences, as well as the current issues topical in area where the performance takes place.
To integrate actors with diverse competences, we eliminated the use of the spoken or written words within the performance, giving emphasis to other modes of expression such as sound and movements, and to be able to make the appeal as universal as possible, we resorted to simple actions and incidents that we face in the everyday life and which are a part of the so-called collective memory, with focus on the question: where is our place in the society? Where do I stand?
The creative process within the core group as well as with the audiences requires close interaction, which seemed relatively unproblematic since both actors who initiated the project speak Marathi and were in Pune. Nevertheless, already at the initial stage, we realized that our common language was not common enough. The process became increasingly more complicated as new core performers coming from more different linguistic, cultural, and aesthetic backgrounds and geographic locations joined. For example, Samyak uses tools of Jhadiputti theatre with its loud emotional acting, while Aishwarya brings in her competence in the classical Indian Bharatnatyam, where mudra specific gestures are used to communicate. Through nonverbal improvisations, so acting, reacting intuitively, we found a way to approach each other by letting the context unclear and focusing on the emotions coming out of it. These improvs we analyze within the theory of ancient Indian Natya Shastra, Rasnirmiti, the creation of, there isn't a good English translation, but something like atmospheres.
In theatre and other arts, this rasa, atmosphere, is being created for manoranjan, which can be entertainment in the common sense, but also as in something that captures your mind and heart for some time, or as Aishwarya calls it, as a parallel universe.
We have come to the point that some aspects of Rasnirmiti are common in every human being, despite different cultural backgrounds. These aspects are the basis on which we can examine practically and abstract the other aspects which are not common, in order to have many possible accesses for our audience to connect to us and to give inputs to share their access to create trust.
When analyzing if we need to use words as support to the embodiment, we try to turn the lack of a common native language and not having a translator into an enrichment, by describing first in the language I feel comfortable in, then having translated it by everybody who speaks the same language into English, which then can be again translated in each native languages. We have a pool of different translations and versions to discuss, and each one can pick out the version he or her can relate to. This slows the whole process down, which isn't efficient but very productive.
We believe that one person can only try to understand her or himself. Therefore, we don't believe in under or misunderstanding each other. Our approach is to acknowledge the different backgrounds and access without reducing them, but by creating a space combining our and audience's spectrum of non-verbal communication, which would be a platform, perhaps even a community-based, a parallel universe, in which words are no longer needed to express yourself, which is perhaps also a possibility to create a safe space, because in India, as in many other countries, the freedom of speech is not granted.